Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So today we're sitting down and we are doing a buy this, not that, where I put two products that are honestly really similar to each other up head to head and tell you which one I would recommend to you guys over the other. Pretty much in every instance that I'm going to talk about today, I like both products. There's just one clear winner that I would recommend over the other. So before we get started, if you like this video while you're watching it, please go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. It really does help my channel out. And not only that, if you're excited and you want to hear a little buy this, not that, putting some products up against each other, let's go ahead and get started. I do have quite a few other videos like this that I've done on my channel in the past. I will go ahead and have those linked down below for you in case you want to check them out. I figured we would start off with the two foundations I want to talk about today because one is a pretty brand new hot commodity that quite a few people are buzzing about, and it is the KVD Serum Foundation, and I'm putting it up against the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. So this one's a little bit older of a launch, but it still is kind of a hyped up product in my opinion, and I do think that they are pretty similar. So the KVD Serum Foundation, it retails for $42 and it does come in 40 different shades. I originally purchased the shade Light 12 and it was way too dark on me, so I exchanged it for this one right here called Light 006, and now it's a little bit too light on me, unfortunately. So I don't love that. The shade range is a little bit wonky in my opinion. However, this is matte, full coverage, very full coverage actually, and it doesn't wear the best on my skin, if I'm being completely honest with you. I do want to try it out a few more times and I will give you my update and a speed reviews, like my final update and a speed reviews. But the couple of times I have worn it, it doesn't wear the best on my skin. Then we have the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation. In this I have the shade 2.5. Another shade range is a little bit wonky. This is the foundation I have on my skin today, but to be fully transparent, I did mix in the Purito Cica Clearing BB Cream with it. I just always mix that in with pretty much anything. It just helps every foundation except for this one. I mixed it in with this one the other day and it did not help it wear better or look nicer on my skin because this can be a little bit drying. So that was a little bit of a bummer. Not the best shade match for me. Again, the shade range is a little bit wonky. I struggled finding a shade in both of these, but this retails for $58, so a little bit pricier, and it only comes in 32 shades. So obviously ignoring the two shades because they are not similar. This is the KVD and this is the Hourglass. This one is a little bit more liquidy. It is a serum foundation, so that would make sense. This one's a little bit thicker, and as you blend them out, they honestly are pretty similar in finish on the skin. They both blend out nicely. They're both a little tad bit drying on me, but like I said, I would recommend the Hourglass over the KVD only because on me personally, it wears better. The KVD so far seems to kind of break up on me. Let me switch these back since I was holding them like that before. The KVD seems to just break up on me a little bit worse and like comes apart on my chin, goes into my pores. This one, sometimes when I wear it, by the end of the day, I like look in the mirror and I'm very impressed with how well it wore. So I think it just kind of depends on your skin type as well. I am a little bit more dry and I think this is suited for more oily skin. So that's kind of like a user, I don't want to say user error because I can't help my skin type, but maybe just not the best skin type for it. But me personally, like I said, for like the 100th time, I would go with the Hourglass one over the KVD, even though this one is a little bit more pricey. But I think it also kind of depends on your skin type. So take this review and choice with a grain of salt. Then I have a couple cream bronzers I want to compare to each other. The first one being the NARS Cream Bronzer in the shade Laguna 01, and I'm putting it up against the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer in the shade 1 Fair. So if you know anything about my channel, if you watch any of my videos regularly, you probably already know which one I'm going to say, but we're going to compare them anyways. The first one being the NARS, like I said, it is their cream bronzer. This is the shade Laguna 01, which is the lightest one. It does come in five shades total, sorry, so 4 other shades, and it retails for $38. This on the skin is just a really beautiful cream bronzer. It blends in like a dream. It is a little bit more on the matte side, but not matte and drying and flat. It just kind of like melts into your skin perfectly. You don't have to set it down if you are someone who doesn't set your makeup down with powder. It will stay in place all day, but I do set my makeup down with powder after applying this, and it is beautiful. It just turns into like a almost, I don't want to say powdery looking bronzer because that sounds bad, but it just looks beautiful on the skin. As you can see, I have a huge dip in it. I have pan. I really, really love this bronzer. Let me show you a swatch. As you can see, it comes up like almost creamy on the skin, but then when you blend it in with a brush, it just, like I said, melts into your skin and looks Absolutely stunning. Then we have the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin. So this retails for $58, quite a bit more money than the NARS one. And then this comes in 4 shades total, so 3 shades besides this one. This is a really interesting consistency. It's almost like a putty, if that makes sense. It's way less creamy of a texture than the NARS one, but it still goes on nicely. And then obviously the shades are a little bit different as well. If you can see, the Charlotte Tilbury one is just a little bit more matte. I don't know, they kind of look both pretty matte on my hand right here, but this one definitely shows up more matte on the skin as you're blending it in. I don't think it blends in as well. I don't think that it sets down with powder as nicely either. And if I'm being honest, I just kind of like the tone of the NARS one more. So if you haven't guessed by now, watching my videos in the past or just my descriptions just now on these, I would definitely recommend the NARS. It is my favorite cream bronzer I've ever used in my entire life. Yes, let me look how much you're getting. So in this one, you're getting 0.67 ounces, 19 grams. And in this one, you are getting 0.74 ounces and 21 grams. So packaging wise difference, they look like you're getting so much more in the Charlotte Tilbury one, but you're only getting 2 more grams of product. That's kind of nice for $20 less. And I just like the tone better, and I just like the formulation better and how it wears. I would definitely go with the NARS over the Charlotte Tilbury. All right, let's flip the switch and actually talk about some more affordable products, because all 4 of those are higher end and a little bit more pricey products. So next up, I want to compare 2 blushes, both from the drugstore. I like both, but there is a clear winner. The first one being the ColourPop Heart Blushes. These are not necessarily new blushes to ColourPop, but they released new shades here recently. I went ahead and just want to talk about this one because it's most similar shade-wise to the other blush I want to talk about. So this is in the shade Sweetheart. These retail for $12, and I can't find them on the Ulta website anymore. I'm not sure why. I don't know if they're just gone or sold out or what, but I did find them on the ColourPop website. I want to say they have like 6 or 7 shades total on the ColourPop website, but only 4 of them are in stock right now where you can purchase them. Again, $12. I like this blush, I do. But I'm not gonna lie, whenever I tried it out for the when I tried it out for the first time, I actually thought it was really pretty. I did a whole video on this Valentine's Day collection. Like I said, it went on nicely, smoothly. I thought it was pretty. But since then, I've tried this a couple more times, and I feel like this gets a little bit patchy on me, which is a bummer because these heart blushes are so hyped up from ColourPop. They have released them quite a few times in the past years, and people go wild over them. And I don't know if it's because the packaging is just so dang cute, which it is. Come on, that is absolutely adorable. Or if people just say the formulation is really good. But for me personally, I don't love this blush. I like it. I'm going to use it, but it's not my favorite blush ever. But I wanted to go ahead and compare it to the brand spanking new Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush. These are getting a ton of buzz here on YouTube, and I'm sure Instagram and probably TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. This retails for $5.99, so it's literally half the price of the ColourPop one, and this comes in a total of 8 shades. This one right here is called Cool Coral. It is the only one that I own from this line, but honestly, I really like it. I kind of want more. Let me do swatches for you really quick. So again, not a shade dupe at all, but this is the ColourPop Sweetheart, and this is the Essence Cool Coral one. If you can tell, ColourPop is a matte blush, and the Essence one does have a little bit of sheen and glow to it on your cheeks. I personally don't mind that, but definitely keep that in mind if you are wanting to purchase one or the other, what your preferences are, if you like a more matte blush or a more glowy blush. But this is the blush that I have on my cheeks today. I think the glow just makes you look healthy and natural, and I do really enjoy this shade on my cheeks. I think it's pretty. A lot of people are saying that these are super pigmented, but for me, I have to build it up a little bit. I don't mind that, but I just wanted to note that because I see a lot of reviews saying that these are super pigmented right off the bat, and maybe it's just the shade I have of Cool Coral, but I do have to build this. But once I build it, it looks really pretty on the cheeks. It doesn't get heavy or patchy or cakey, and it doesn't fluff off throughout the day or fade. It really stays all day long. This one does too, if I'm being honest, but if I had to choose, I would definitely recommend the Essence one over the ColourPop. Not only is it half the price, I just think this is a lot prettier on the cheeks and a lot more reliable when applying it. Like I said, this one can get a little bit patchy on me. This one just goes on so smoothly and nicely and pretty, lasts all day. I definitely want to pick up more shades of this one, but again, keep in mind what finish you enjoy more. But me personally, I would choose Essence over ColourPop. All right, sticking with the drugstore theme, we have a couple lipsticks to talk about. The first one being the e.l.f. O Face lipstick, and we're putting it up against the Milani Matte Fetish lipsticks. The e.l.f. O Face retails for $9. I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely hate that name. And I do have the shade Dirty Talk. These are supposed to be dupes for the NARS Audacious lipsticks, I believe. I'm pretty sure that they're trying to dupe like the saucy names and the packaging and all that. I do like the packaging of this. I think it's nice and sleek. It's a soft matte touch. It has like a magnetic closure, so it is definitely an elevated packaging for e.l.f., but you're also paying a little bit more for that with them being $9. This comes in 10 shades on the Ulta website, but I'm pretty sure that e.l.f. just released more shades on their website, so I'm not entirely sure how many are total now available, but I do know that they have more on their website. Let's go ahead and do a swatch here. Like I said, this is the shade Dirty Talk. It is the lipstick that I have on my lips today. I did use my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lip liner on the outer edge, but you can't really tell. This kind of covered it up, which I didn't mind. It does have a little satin sheeny glow to it, if you can tell, but I do really like this lipstick. I like the shade. I like how it wears. It's a pretty nice lipstick. Then we have the Milani Matte Fetish lipsticks. If you are not new here, you know that I love these so much. I own 5 shades of them. I've bought some for my mom. She also really loves them as well. Like, these lipsticks are absolutely amazing. These retail for $9.99, and they have 12 different shades on the Ulta website. They have like more nudie shades. I think like 6 nudie shades and then 6 more like poppy punchy pink shades. I picked this one to compare it to because I feel like it's going to be the most similar to this Dirty Talk shade, and this is in the shade Secret. So let's go ahead and do a swatch here. Oh yeah, they're very similar. But if you can tell, like the name suggests, this one is more matte of a lipstick. It doesn't have any really sheen and glow, and it kind of looks like that on the lips as well. Like sometimes in swatches, certain things can look matte or shiny, and then on your lips, they look a little bit different. These definitely show up matte on your lips, but I don't find them drying at all. And these last a very, very long time on the lips. Because they're matte, they almost stain them a little bit, but in like a really good way. I don't want that to scare you. It's almost like it puts on a layer of it, and then like the top layer maybe comes off throughout the day when you're eating and drinking and all that, but the base color and pigmentation stays on there really well. I don't have to reapply these very often at all whenever I wear them. And also the packaging on this one is so cute as well. I like both packaging. This is simple and sleek and timeless, and this is just like fun and cute and pretty. And I honestly like both these lipsticks, and I really recommend both of them, especially for the dollar difference, $9, $9.99. These also go on sale quite often. I haven't seen these on sale yet, but they're also a brand new launch, so I'm sure they eventually will go on sale. But with all that being said, all that information thrown at you, if I had to choose, if I absolutely had to choose, I would go ahead and choose the Milani ones. But I also feel like I would do that just because I have such a pull to this lipstick. I own 5 shades. I've been using them for months and months and months at this point, and this is definitely a little bit newer to me. But like I said, I really recommend both of them. I don't think you could go wrong with either one, and the shade range for both of these are beautiful, so I think really anyone would be able to find a color they enjoy. But if I absolutely had to choose, I would choose the Milani. All right, and the last 2 products I had to talk about, we're back on bronzers, and we're back on bougie expensive products. But instead of cream bronzers, I want to talk about some powder bronzers. The first one being the Gucci Luminous Blush. No, bronzer, not blush. This retails for $64. I know, that's a lot of money. It retails for $64. I do have the shade 01. It comes in 5 shades total, so 4 other shades besides this one. This is the bronzer that I have on my face today. You've actually seen me use it in quite a few videos in the past. I love this bronzer. I think everything about it is so beautiful. The packaging, this color is just so beautiful, and I love it with the gold. It's like weighted, it's nice and like heavy and just looks luxurious, feels luxurious. And then on top of that, the actual bronzer is very nice. It goes on your skin very smoothly. It doesn't get patchy. It lasts all day long. It doesn't like fade or anything like that. I really do love this bronzer. It does have a little bit of a scent to it, but it's honestly very, very faint. I rarely smell it, and if I do, I smell it a tiny bit when I'm applying it, and then it dissipates. It doesn't like linger. But I did want to mention that in case you're sensitive to scents, but this one is beautiful and stunning. But I did want to put it up against the Dior bronzer as well. So this is their Dior Forever Natural Bronzer, and this I have the shade 04 Tan Bronze, which sounds like it's not the lightest shade, but it is. And this retails for $50. So a little bit cheaper than the Gucci bronzer. And this comes in 4 shades total, so 3 other shades than this one. I like this bronzer as well. This one is a little bit more buildable though. It's not as pigmented right off the bat. Some of you might enjoy that over the Gucci one because this one does have more pigmentation at first. It's not overwhelming or crazy, like you're not going to go overboard right off the bat, but it is more pigmented. This one is definitely more buildable. I do have a qualm with this one though. For as expensive as it is, I feel like I get hard pan really easy with it, which I do not enjoy that at all. And I also don't like the packaging as much. It's not like colorful and pretty. It's like that squishy packaging that's like nice and luxurious. I like it, just not as much as the Gucci one. This one also has a little bit of a scent. It is a little bit stronger than the Gucci one, but kind of like this one, it doesn't linger. It's just a little bit more noticeable when you're applying it. Honestly, I feel bad saying this because the Gucci one is so much more expensive. If I had to choose between one or the other, I would definitely recommend this one. I just think that this one is better. Both of these are really hyped products. And when I tried the Gucci one, I thought to myself like, okay, yes, I understand why this gets the hype that it gets, and I think it's worth the money I paid for it. And when I tried this one, I did not really have that reaction. I kind of almost regretted buying it a little bit, not gonna lie. I did get them both during the Sephora sale. I got them both on sale, thankfully, so I definitely recommend you guys doing that as well. Either waiting for a sale, wait for a gift card, something like that. But if I had to choose, I would definitely choose the Gucci over the Dior. But this is not me saying that you need to go out and purchase either one of these really expensive bougie bronzers. There are a ton of bronzers at the drugstore that I love and recommend. Also, the Maybelline City Bronzer, the L'Oreal Lumi Bronzer, the Flower Beauty Heat Wave. So I'm not saying you need to go out and spend a ton of money on a bronzer like these two. I'm just saying that if you were wanting to splurge or you had a gift card or a birthday or something coming up, I would recommend the Gucci over the Dior. And that was it, you guys. That was a little buy this, not that, pitting some makeup products up against each other and letting you know my thoughts on them and which one I would recommend. Let me know down below, have you tried any of these? And if you have both of them, do you agree with me? Would you have picked the one that I chose as well? I think I'm explaining that correctly. I love hearing from you guys down below in the comments. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. You're awesome and I love you. Please subscribe if you have not yet, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye, guys.